Hey guys, what's going on? This is Badfish and welcome back to Gone Gaming. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the beautiful verdant city of San Pedro, my current ongoing realistic city skyline series based off the American West Coast. So welcome. Today guys, we're going to be filling out a little bit of that area that we had started with the truck stop on the last video. So what I'm actually doing first is we are going to be putting down a little bit of a national park slash trail walk just back along this body of water here. So this is actually our only body of fresh water on the map, at least substantial fresh water. Like we have some rivers, but no real lakes or anything like that. So this is the only really lake on the map. So I wanted to make sure we had like a little bit of a park near it, something to do, and it also makes a lot more use out of that truck stop we built last time, so we get a lot more people going in there, which is nice. So it's really keeping it active, really keeping it going, which I'm very happy with. And I think this turns out to be a pretty cool little space. So as you can see right now, it's very bare. I actually took out all the vanilla trees that were over here and just wanted a base palette to work off of. So we're just gonna put down a couple of the different national park stuff that comes with the DLC. And then we are gonna go through and just do a bunch of landscaping. So right now I'm just adding in some rocks. I really wanted this to be a rocky hill face or rocky mountain face and have the rocks kind of spread around throughout the little forest that I'm gonna build, just to add a little more intrigue to the space and a little more interest to it. This will be a pretty heavily forested area for San Pedro, just because it is near that lake, that body of fresh water, so there's definitely more moisture around here. You should have seen the amount of trees I had to take out. There are so many trees surrounding this lake. One thing that you will notice that is going to be annoying, we are working on the very edge of the map. So I'm unable to really blend the landscaping I do with the rest of the landscaping that came vanilla with this map. So I just kind of work around it as best as I can, try to do as well as I can. Now what you're seeing me doing is I just put down the big clumps of landscaping. I'm just kind of touching it up around the edges, adding in these weeds and stuff, and then we will put in some more trees as well just to kind of flesh it out. As I always say whenever I do a bunch of landscaping, guys, I definitely put down too much to begin with. But I typically, that's just my process. I usually end up putting down too much to begin with, and then I'll go through and delete a whole bunch of stuff after I take some time to look at it and kind of see where the growth patterns are. I'll go through and I like to call it giving it a haircut. So there's going to be a lot of haircutting in this one. I'll try to show some of it. I won't show all of it, but we'll definitely go through and clean this up a little bit, make it look a little bit more natural. I wanted to keep the big trees off of the cliff faces themselves because I wanted that to be, like the attraction of going to this national park. You stop off at this little truck stop here, you go through, you're able to walk right along the beach and then walk right along that cliff face and have some amazing views and stuff like that. So that's kind of what my thought process was behind all of that and having that there. So you just saw me kind of clean up the landscaping a little bit, trying to make it look a little prettier, just adding in some superfluous like weeds and stuff now just to kind of round out things. And now we're going to skip over to a little bit more of a detailed section, and we are going to build like a little campsite right over here. So we had all those like lean-tos and the fishing huts and stuff, but I wanted like a little bit of a camping area, a little bit of like a boat launch canoe area. So nothing crazy, since this is a pretty small lake. I didn't want to have like motorboats or anything on it, so I didn't want to build a marina. So we're just putting like a little canoe launch right here for people to go and camp and then push their canoes out in the morning and enjoy day on the lake. So just kind of fleshing that out with some rocks and landscaping and stuff, and we're gonna add some like benches over here. All of this pretty much comes vanilla with the DLC, so I'm not using any crazy props or anything like that, just making the most out of what comes with the DLC itself. And I think it is a pretty cool campsite, pretty cool little campsite right there. In a minute here, we're going to finish up the rest of our landscaping, and then we are going to jump into the second portion of this video, which is something I'm excited about. It's something I wanted to do since I had the idea to build the second truck stop, and I want to do like a highway maintenance area. So If you watch my previous episodes, you know for some detail I like adding in little like construction and little roadwork areas and things like that. So I wanted to have a place for all those trucks to come from, and that's kind of what we're doing here. We're just building a nice little simple depot for the trucks to come out of, for them to store things. So I got these warehouses off the workshop. I believe they're warehouse 2 and 3 from Avanya. They look really nice. I just thought I liked them a little bit more than the base warehouses for what I'm trying to build right now. So we're just going to fill it in with dirt. We're not going to keep it paved or anything like that. Just keeping it, again, very simple. More or less, it's just a storage area for trucks and for salt and for, you know, all the various asphalt and things that comes along with road work. So there's not like any views or anything. Like, it's not meant to be pretty or, you know, especially detailed. It's pretty Spartan. But that's intentional because it is just, you know, a big warehouse. It's a big storage area. So sometimes you don't have to make things the prettiest. But I think we had enough details to make it compelling and make it look interesting. So let me know what you guys think down below. But right now, all I'm doing is going through and adding in the gates and the fences and stuff like that, just to make it a little more secure and protected. So when they have the trucks come in, they keep them safe, essentially. And, you know, I just like, especially with industrial areas like this, I just like keeping them fenced out. I think it delineates the space a little bit better. And I mean, if you think about any industrial area that you pass, pretty much all of them have some sort of security, some sort of fencing in some way. Even if it's not to hold out people, even if it's just to hold out like pests and stuff, there still is, you know, those areas. So now I'm just adding a second fence here to kind of put in the parking lot of where all the trucks and cars are going to be. So like I said, I did grab some road maintenance vehicles, so you'll see me popping those down right now. And then we're going to go and add in a bunch of construction vehicles that are at least related tangentially to road work. So we're going to add some like bucket loaders, some bulldozers, road graders, etc., etc. And of course, just a couple of these little cargo trailers there. So putting in the road graders, some bulldozers, you know, just having some fun with it. Honestly, whenever I do yards like this, which I've done quite a few, I always feel like I'm 3 years old again and playing with all my toy trucks. I don't know, it's just something about seeing those like cat trucks. It just reminds me of those like little Hot Wheels ones you used to get. I don't know, maybe we all play the same games. We just got a little better at them as we got older. So now I'm putting in just a little storage area over here, a little trash area, and some gas tanks throughout, because obviously they need to be able to refuel those trucks and stuff, and they need to you know, be able to keep this place, whether it's heated or, you know, electricity or what, they need, you know, gas is going to be needed in some way. So I like to think that those are things to refuel the trucks, but they could be whatever. And now we're just going to put a little staging area on the back end of the workshop. So maybe when vans or cars come in to pick stuff up, they just go around back here and they load them up, rather than making them, you know, go right into the warehouses themselves. Or it's just, you know, more storage. Maybe they ran out of room inside, or the stuff isn't, you know, needed to be protected from the weather, stuff like that. And then just some lights popping through, and we're gonna add in this alley here. I wanted this to be like a trash pickup area. So a bunch of these skips plus some, you know, just random construction and trash decals, just to make it look a little more alive, a little more realistic, as far as this being like a trash area for them to, you know, go pick up things from. So just a lot of different like superfluous construction props and, you know, kind of scrap that you might see around a construction area or a warehouse. Definitely where, you know, I worked in commercial property management for so long in a warehouse, and I can tell you piles of crap is just like the norm. There's going to be crap everywhere. There's going to be, you know, piles of boards or construction equipment, or, you know, just random things like that. I mean, pretty much in any industrial area, you're going to have just that kind of stuff. Just the way it works. So just a couple more cargo things to flesh out that area a little bit more. I did put, you know, like employee parking on the back end over here. And again, we're not doing anything crazy. We're not adding any details that are insane. We're just trying to make things look a little more used and alive. And then the last part of this build, over on this edge, I am going to be building a nice little salt pile. So where this is, you know, a highway depot, a highway maintenance depot, Salt piles are definitely more prevalent up north than they are in, you know, the west coast or the south. But this is in the northern part of San Pedro, the northern part of the map. So I'm thinking maybe, you know, they supply salt for, you know, the northern areas of San Pedro where it does snow rather than down south by the city. But I just thought it was a nice little detail to add in. You know, maybe I should switch it to sand or something. Maybe that's more realistic for this kind of biome. But I liked it. I thought it was nice. I thought it was a nice detail to pop in there. So we're just adding some construction vehicles around, and then we will go ahead and pop in these little worker guys to go around and take care of everything and fix it all up, all that good stuff. They're doing a great job. They're doing their best. And, you know, just things for the employees to hang out, a little portable office and porta potties and things like that. Just, you know, keeping it simple, keeping it you know, trying to keep it interesting and trying to keep it realistic as well. And to finish off today's build, guys, we are just going to go through and start our landscaping. You are not going to see the full breadth of my landscaping in this time lapse, just because there was a lot I needed to do to clean it up and kind of connect the two areas and make it look somewhat, you know, flowy. But you'll see that in the live play. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad. But I'm going to let the music go ahead and play out as I place down some trees, guys. So I will see you on the other side in the live play. Peace. Alright guys, well that is going to do it for today's time-lapse build, so I hope you enjoyed that one. You know, a little bit of simple detailing, making some cool stuff. I do really enjoy having kind of utility plants throughout. I do a lot of different utility builds, but I thought it'd be nice to have like a road maintenance plant, since I do put road work around in San Pedro a lot, as well as we just, you know, have a gigantic highway system. So I wanted to do a little road maintenance area. So we do got some like maintenance trucks, some road paving and graders and things like that. You know, obviously the bulldozers, as well as the bucket loaders and the, you know, cranes and things like that. So we just got a nice little parking area for just some industrial stuff over here, some different things out of road work. These little gas tanks here and here to refuel things. Over here is just like a little staging area for some of the warehouse stuff. So this could be like sand or salt or just materials for building, asphalt, who knows. And then this is just like a little trash alley through here. And then going around the other side is just a little bit of parking for employees, a little bit more just random crap, basically just construction materials and things like that. If you visit utility depots like this, there's gonna be just piles of stuff randomly placed out. Definitely when I worked in property management and industrial property management, you would just have kind of piles of construction equipment and stuff floating around. And then down through here, following the curvature of the ground, we go down into this little salt pile, which the light setting I have right now is not doing that any favors. Let's just move the sun. Let's move the sun real quick so we can actually get some texture on that salt pile. It's not just white. So the salt pile, obviously San Pedro is California themed, but this is in the north of the map, and it does snow in Northern California. I'm not really sure like if I'm considering the map like a state or if I'm considering the map just like a county. But you know, where it's at the northern part of the map, up away from things, I thought having a salt pile might be fine. Maybe they just get the salt here and then they ship it out. That's why I have the big trucks and everything. But big old salt pile down there. I'm gonna make more sense in like a northern part, but like I said, this is more northern, whereas down here where the main city is more southern, and then we got the desert that also looks like snow on the outside. So whatever, there's some salt there, it's happening. I like the way it looks. If I should change it to sand, maybe I'll do that. So that is this little area. This is our little maintenance plant. And then over here, what I did add through here is just a very simple little national park. It's made this see a lot more use, so I'm using far less prop cars, which are floating for some reason right now. Like, so all of these are actual people visiting this area, and same over here. So I can probably remove some more of those prop cars that I put down there, because I was really worried about this not getting used a ton, but it is getting used a lot, actually, a whole lot. And this needs to get figured out. This is a mess, but I'll come back there later. So anyway, this is our quick little national park. got the entrance, like little nature porta potties and stuff going through here. Just, you know, rockiness. Let's change the sun one more time so we can see a little bit better. There we go. Got our little fishing docks and community over here. I thought that'd be nice, so maybe people come out here and rent out these cabins and, you know, on the edge of San Pedro. So this is the only real, well, I mean, I guess that's freshwater up there, but this is the only real, like, lake freshwater that we have. So I wanted to kind of fill that out with some fishing, and this little campsite over here I had some fun with, adding like canoes and just a little campsite. You know, I kept it real simple. It's nothing compared to my last national park I built, which is over on this side of the map. If you can kind of see, this one runs all the way through this whole thing. So this one is much more contained, much smaller, but I think still just helps out getting people to go to this space, and it's got some nice little hiking trails and views. I'll show the views off in the cinematic a little bit. But yeah, that is today's build, guys. So I know it was a little bit more of a simple one compared to the past few, but I think we added some cool stuff. I really like this area in general, having, you know, the maintenance plants and having that truck stop and everything just off this one little exit on the edge of the map. I think it's a cool little space. Let me know what you guys think down below. I love hearing your opinions. But we're gonna jump into those cinematics now here, guys. But if you did enjoy this video, definitely leave a thumbs up down below. And if you like City Skylines, if you like watching detailed builds and things like that, definitely subscribe to my channel. I typically post 3 to 4 episodes a week, and we got some cool builds throughout there. Let me know what kinds of things you guys want to see in the future too. I love getting projects from you guys. We built a couple cool ones, like the European Village was suggested for me to do, as well as the coastal town. So those were some cool suggestions. So definitely let me know if you guys got any other stuff, and I can see if I can fit some of them in. But that's going to do it. We're going to jump into those cinematics. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.